Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Gibbon Travelog. I'm Gilbert and today we are at a very special place. We are at Dazhu, and Dazhu is really famous for their rock carving of Buddhist, Taoist and Confucian statues. So it's very interesting. Can't wait to explore this place.
In our last video, we made a trip to Chongqing, a mountain city. There, we saw this dramatic skyline with towering skyscrapers that rise from the banks of the Yangtze and Jialing rivers. We visited its many ancient towns and the famous Hongya Dong, and witnessed the unique sight of a monorail train passing through a residential building in the Liziba district. If you're interested to know more or see more, feel free to watch our video on the 10 coolest things to do in Chongqing. When you're in Chongqing, one of the must-dos is to take a day trip to visit Dazhu or Dazhu Shiku. The superb rock carvings of Dazhu are a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is one of China's 4 great Buddhist cave sculpture sites, along with those at Dunhuang, Luoyang, and Datong. The Dazhu sculptures are the most recent of the 4, and the artwork here is distinctly more Chinese in style when compared with its Silk Road counterparts with its carvings of Chinese folklores and Confucian values. There are thousands and thousands of cliff carvings and statues dating from the Tang Dynasty in the 9th century to the Song Dynasty in the 13th century, scattered over roughly 40 sites in Dazhu. However, the main groupings are at Baotingshan and Beishan. Located about 300 kilometers west of Chongqing, Dazhu can be accessed by buses from Chongqing, which will take roughly 2.5 hours and cost around 50 renminbi. Once you arrive at the bus station at Liguanglu, there will be buses to take you to the various sites in Dazhu. Well, our preferred way is to take a guided tour for 2 reasons. Firstly, you have a guide to explain the significance and stories behind the rock carvings. Secondly, you have the convenience of having someone pick you up at your hotel and driving you all the way to the important sites. To do that, you can simply search online or inquire at your hotel for a guided tour. For Lilian and I, we simply use Klook to book our guided tour. Our first stop is the ancient city of Changzhou. Actually, it is not really a first stop, but just a place for us to stretch our legs, take a toilet break, and at the same time take a stroll of this artificial recreation of an ancient town during the Song Dynasty era. It consists of traditional streets lined with souvenir shops and eateries, a beautiful courtyard house, and a 13-meter high city wall. So, our really first stop is the Beishan rock carvings. This site, originally a military camp, contains some of the region's earliest carvings. The Beishan rock carvings were first created by Wei Junjing, the prefect of Changzhou and also the military commander of Changzhou, Puzhou, Yuzhou and Hezhou in AD 892 during the late Tang Dynasty. Subsequently, the local folks followed his example and added on to his works till AD 1102 during the Southern Song Dynasty. In this site, there are about 5,000 statues along this 500-meter-long cliffside. Most of the carvings here are found in high-flight caves, unlike other sites in Dazhu, where the carvings are created along a long cliff face. The rock carvings are numbered and divided into 2 sections. Number 1 to 100 are in the south section, while number 101 to 290 are in the north section. After visiting the Peishan site, we take a short lunch break before heading to our next destination, Baotingshan. Combining elements from Confucianism, Taoism and Buddhism, the carvings at Baotingshan are a unique example of the harmonious mixture of these philosophies. Though most are religious in theme, the carvings vary greatly in style. A few are naturalistic depictions of daily life, but most of them are monumental and even surreal, with fanged guardian gods and serene Buddhas at the point of enlightenment, surrounded by cartoon-like details of Buddhist parables. The main colors used are reds, blues and greens. What makes this carving so special is not their scale. They cover very small areas compared with better known sites at Luoyang or Dunhuang, but their quality, state of preservation and variety of subject and style. While most are set fairly deeply into rock faces or are protected by galleries, all can be viewed in natural light and are connected by walkways and paths. The carvings at Baoting Mountain was the life work of the monk Zhao Zhifeng, who raised the money, designed and oversaw the carving between AD 1179 and 1243, explaining the unusually cohesive nature of the 10,000 images depicted here. The bulk of these carvings decorate over 30 separate niches carved into the soft limestone walls of an 8-meter high, horseshoe-shaped gully known as Da Fo Wan. The bus stops us at the tourist reception center, where we take a minibus to Da Fo Wan. As we enter the gully, we are overwhelmed by the many scenes illustrating Buddhist and Confucian moral tales. We can easily spend an hour walking the circuit here, even though it is only around 700 meters long. And here are some of the great highlights. On the way out of Da Fo Wan is a Shen Shou Shi. It was built under the direction of the Buddhist monk Zhao Zhifeng during the Southern Song dynasty. The temple had been destroyed twice and rebuilt. The existing building group was constructed in the Qing dynasty. It was listed in 1961 as one of the key cultural heritage sites under national protection. The last stop of the tour was supposed to be a visit to the Dazhu Rock Carvings Museum. Unfortunately, the museum is closed every Monday, so do try to avoid coming here on Monday, if possible. Visiting the Dazhu Rock Carvings is like stepping into a living museum. How on earth could these intricate carvings withstood the test of time for over 1,000 years? I couldn't help but be in awe. It really makes us pause to take in the sheer artistry of those ancient craftsmen that made them so many centuries ago. The visit leaves Lily and I with a lasting impression and a deeper understanding of the spiritual and historical richness of this region.
Okay, so there you have it. We have just finished our tour of Dazhu rock carving. And if you like this content, don't forget to give us a like, leave a comment for us, and subscribe to Gibbon Travelog. Until the next time, we will see you again.